to unmanned operations for safety and environmental reasons. At a mine in East China's Shandong province, the trucks shuttling mine ore back and forth are driverless and electric. The mine operator says the trucks began operation in April and are now used for all delivery work.
无人驾驶运输里程也超过8.7万公里。
Self-driving trucks have traveled more than 87,000 kilometers and made over 47,000 trips. We have achieved the unmanned operations of 20 trucks, 16 hours per day and 7 days per week.
Though driverless electric heavy trucks can be 3 times more expensive than their gas-guzzling counterparts, they can greatly reduce labor and fuel costs.
Large equipment and integrated systems are being adopted to build smart mines. They are being widely promoted and employed in batches.
Data shows that self-driving trucks can boost ore transport efficiency at mines by about 20%.
All right, Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem, Rachacha Kodash. Double honor to head apostle, Nettles, a great millstone, rule well and teach well. Shalom to the elect. And as you see, China has a full mine of driverless vehicles. All these vehicles, there's no humans driving them. They're all automated. They're all programmed. I would suspect that artificial intelligence is involved in these vehicles as well. And, as we're seeing, China has technology on another level than over here in America. And concerning their vehicles, there's a reason that there's various different stipulations set up against, certain Chinese vehicles coming over here to America, because they would put these various different car companies out of business, including Tesla. Chinese vehicles are more proficient. They're quicker, they're faster, they have capabilities that these electric and gas powered cars over here in America do not have. Nor do they have the problems as the electric vehicles over here concerning Tesla and these various different other electric car companies have, concerning water, concerning catching on fire, and, various different people getting locked in their cars just driving off by themselves. So you got a full mine with automated mining trucks, and mining trucks are very, very large. And furthermore, we see where everything is heading, not just over here in Babylon the Great, but around the earth concerning automation and artificial intelligence. And ultimately, these businesses, these companies are seeking to replace you. And this has happened over a period of time. Gradually, they have introduced robotics, artificial intelligence, certain machinery, certain technologies that facilitated the companies to removing certain employees, cutting back certain jobs, and bringing in this type of equipment. And the amount of people that are on the earth are no longer needed on the level like we have seen in time past concerning the workforce, concerning jobs, concerning building things, creating things, ideas, etc. Okay? So everything is going digital, even the people. Like we like to say over here at Great Millstone, all roads lead to the MOTB. Esau wants to have everything set up to be programmable, to be controlled from an outside source, to be able to be hacked, to be able to be overseen from a supercomputer, to be able to be linked to the grid, even individuals. And, we're right there at the doorstep of Esau Edom rolling out this electronic device that he wants in every single man, woman, and child on the earth, which is going to be linked to what? It's going to be linked to the grid. It's going to be linked to these satellite systems. It's going to be linked to his whole system. It's going to be able to work congruent with various different things and settings that we see in society. Okay? And you would think the common person, the common man, these working class citizens over here in America and in various different countries like China, etc., this would be very discomforting to them concerning what we're seeing with technology. You got over here in Babylon the Great, 18-wheeler trucks that are fully automated, making routes, deliveries, and these things are promoted as being more efficient. Okay, less error, and more beneficial to the company than an actual human. And many trucking companies have shut down. A lot of truckers that would have jobs are losing their jobs or not able to find jobs. And this is happening all over the spectrum. This is not just happening in these driving jobs. You look at various different taxi and driver services. They're fully automated. Your Uber driver is a robot. The pizza man is a robot that walks up your stairs and knocks on your door. Okay, your Amazon driver is a drone dropping off your product. Fully automated restaurants, automated gas stations. This is all what we're seeing, and we're going to continue to see this thing because what Esau is pushing for is, ultimately for the people not to even work, not to even have a particular job, to basically sit back at home, sit in your house, and receive a certain amount of income, universal basic income, with that MOTB in your arm. And Esau monitoring your status and making sure you stay in line with a social credit score system. Okay? Because as we're seeing, hey man, robotics and artificial intelligence is off and running. And there ain't no turning back. And as the days and weeks and months go on, we're going to continue to see various different companies completely switch over to a fully automated system. And this is all in preparation for Esau's new system, his new world order. And at the forefront of that order is going to be that microchip, which is the MOTB. Let's get a quick scripture and then we'll close out. 18 says, that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down according to its substance. Shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. Verse 20, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. Because ultimately Esau Edom is setting up these various different things, and efforts, to complete something that ultimately he's not going to be able to finish. He's trying to set up a new system, a new order that will have a longevity, a world system where all these world leaders are together in cahoots, and a system is established all over the planet Earth, with the MOTB being at the forefront of this. Okay, where the people are not necessarily needed to get certain jobs, certain tasks to build, okay, to produce, to do certain things that required in times past a large number of human beings. Okay, so robotics and artificial intelligence, this man's knowledge increasing is ultimately facilitating his new world order agenda. It says, verse 20, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. Yeah, because these various different companies and businesses that are, fully automated, artificial intelligence, robotics, it looks good on paper, but you got to ask yourself, what's happening to these people that used to work these particular jobs. And if everything's going digital, everything's going, to automation and artificial intelligence, AI, etc., where are these jobs? Where is, people going to be able to receive, and how are people going to be able to receive a certain amount of income to provide for their families, to pay their bills, etc. Okay. And ultimately Esau has a design, a plan for that as well. Like we touched on, universal basic income, a social credit score system, and at the head of that micro CHIP that he wants inside of you. So he's gonna come in once again as the quote unquote savior to the rescue. And that's what the majority of these people, that's what they look for. They look to Esau, even though Esau is devising a problem, because this is how this devil operates. He causes a problem. He looks and seeks for a reaction. When he gets reaction, he comes in with a solution. And his solution is going to be the electronic device and various different things that circle around that as well, which the majority of the people are going to take. It says verse 21, it says, there shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. See, Esau doesn't understand that his new system that he's about to bring about, which we're in the beginning stages of it, is not going to be able to. He's not going to be able to complete it. Though he's going to get very far into his plan, he's going to get the majority of his check boxes checked off, but he's not going to be able to complete his enterprise. Let's jump to Job 5 and we'll close out. This is Job 5:12. It says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And Esau is very, very crafty, and he has a lot of devices. He has a lot of moving parts. And this man has underground cities where he plans to go and seek to try to survive when all hell breaks loose on planet Earth. Right? It says, verse 13, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as in the night. And like I said, you think like these common folk, these common people would be angry. You think you would see protests all over the world concerning artificial intelligence and automation. And, people just sit back. Meanwhile, the employment rate is going down and down and down. The jobs that are available are going down. People are getting laid off at an all-time high. You've seen what is happening over here in Babylon the Great concerning various different executive orders, various different stipulations and laws that are being passed concerning these job companies where if they don't like the way you look, they don't like the way you talk, they don't like the way you dress, they don't have to hire you. Okay. Moreover, they can fire you just because they don't like the way you look. And like I said, these people are no longer needed. These people no longer have that pull like they used to have in times past. Well, we're just gonna protest and go on strike. Well, okay, y'all go on strike. We'll bring in a robot, one robot that'll do a job of 20 different people. Okay, so everything is going digital. And you still got Israelites that know they're Israelites, that consider themselves teachers, that still don't see that the MOTB is the micro CHIP, and also that society as we know it, the whole earth is heading in that direction. Lord willing, that was edifying. To the next time, Shalom.